Residents of the Ugu District in KwaZulu-Natal say they have had to struggle with water supply issues for 8 years so far. They voiced their concerns with Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu, who was accompanied by Premier Sihle Zikalala. Residents say businesses have been badly affected and livelihoods interrupted. Senior reporter Dazen Tatia is there and joins us now for more. Dazen, years and years of water issues. Most of us struggle with half a day without water. So what have the residents told the minister about their struggles?
Well, there's been an ongoing issue here in the Ugu District. You'll know that we've been reporting on this extensively over the years, and unfortunately the situation hasn't gotten any better for those that live here. One look at the social media pages, you'll see that there are constantly issues that are raised around the inconsistent water supply that people here have. And now it all comes down to numbers, right? There are almost 1 million people that live in this district. But the issue here is that, according to what came out of the briefing today, the current supply is only around 130 megalitres a day. They need about 200. So there is a shortfall there, and that is exacerbating the problem that they are experiencing. But on the other side of that, there's also the issue relating to water losses. We're told that about 36% of the water here is being wasted or is being lost and can't be accounted for. So definitely lots of challenges that are being experienced, and ultimately it's all the various sectors, the residents, business, tourism, various areas around here that are being affected, and all of them are equally frustrated for whichever reason that may be. So during this interaction between the Department of Water and Sanitation, the Premier's office, as well as the residents here, they were able to air some of those grievances, some of the historical issues that they've been facing. Let's listen into what some of the residents here had to say during that briefing.
Ugu residents have been suffering for the last 7 or 8 years because of the challenge of water. As a result of this challenge of water, we are traumatized actually. We are a community that has been suffering for so long, and we are traumatized. The backbone economy of the district is tourism. And if you look at tourism in the district, everything has collapsed. Beautiful towns like Market that were tourist attractions, they have lost that grip on the tourism economy because of the water challenge. People have lost jobs. People have lost their businesses. People have lost their livelihoods. The challenge is not a crisis. It's beyond a crisis. It's a catastrophe.
All I want is water. We have on various occasions had top officials come down here and made promise after promise after promise. 4 years now, we've had no water, little water to no water. There are a few things that I try to engage with the municipal manager. I had 6 questions. We eventually had to cancel a meeting because of safety reasons, but my 6 questions were as follows. What are Ugu's contingency plans for load shedding? Because when there's load shedding, there's no water.
There's been some serious issues raised. Any response from Minister Senzo Mchunu?
So the intention here was to come up with a plan moving forward to ensure that even though there are infrastructure projects that are planned and are currently being worked on for the long term, they need these immediate interventions. So again, a few issues here. One of them relates to the billing system. That currently has resulted or contributed to a huge loss for this district. They're looking at about over 800 million rand that is currently that is currently bad debt. So most of that coming from residents, about 82% of that. So they need to work on that. There was a call by the Premier here for people to start working out what they owe the municipality and start repaying that even while they work on the billing system. Another thing that they need to deal with is then the water losses. So they need to try to get that under control to make sure that that water goes back into the system and gets to who it needs to get to. But I think one of the most important things that came out of this engagement today was the formation of a structure which will incorporate those that are responsible for getting the water system working correctly here. So that's the municipal officials, those from the other water bodies, but also the communities themselves that are affected. So as part of this initiative, they wanted to then have representation from those communities, so they are always aware of what's going to be happening. But this is all going to be a costly affair. All of these measures, the short term, the long term, and everything in between. In the short term alone, they need about 800 million to make this work. The current grants that are received by the district are about 334 million rand. And the medium term projects, that's going to cost about 13.5 billion rand. So you'll realize from this that lots of money needed to get things working here again. The minister says that, or has given an assurance that it will in fact get working, and this is a starting point. Let's listen to what he had to say when he was addressing residents here.
The demand is up to 200 megalitres and the supply is at 130 megalitres. And then we have a deficit of 70 megalitres per day. Now, before I go on, I need to say we live in a water-scarce country. Please, let's accept that. South Africa is one of the countries that have scarcity of water. And therefore, whatever water we have, we must conserve it, use it sparingly. Any water that we have access to. But we don't have a crisis. We always say this. While we are a water-scarce country, but we don't have a crisis.
Thank you very much. That was ENCA senior reporter Dasan Tatia coming to us from the Ugu District.